you.
Which ones?
All of them!
There's been a lot going on with Alita Battle Angel 2 lately. From producer updates and cast comments to story details and everything we know so far, we're covering it all, so stick around until the end. Even though Alita Battle Angel came out back in 2019, fans have been asking for a sequel ever since. Directed by Robert Rodriguez and produced by James Cameron, the film wasn't a huge box office phenomenon, but it still developed a dedicated cult following that has been wanting a sequel for years. It also brought in $404 million worldwide, which is a pretty impressive total and was enough to make the movie profitable. Alita Battle Angel 2 has been in the news again, and while updates have been pretty slow, the people behind the movie still seem confident that it's going to happen. Before his passing, producer John Landau reassured fans that conversations about the sequel are still ongoing. He also made it clear that he's incredibly proud of the first film and wants to keep exploring that universe. In an interview, Landau said, "I want to be able to definitely do more in that world," showing that making another Alita movie remains a big priority for both him and co-producer James Cameron. As for whether the sequel is actually happening, the answer is yes. Alita Battle Angel 2 has been confirmed, and James Cameron reiterated that in July 2023. Speaking to Empire magazine, Cameron reassured fans by saying, "I appreciate the loyalty of the Alita fans. Robert Rodriguez and I have sworn a blood oath to do at least one more Alita movie. In fact, we're thinking of an architecture that bridges to a third film, but we'll be satisfied if we can make one more, and we're making progress on that." That's one of the strongest updates fans have received in years, and it definitely makes it sound like more Alita is on the way. Cameron also revealed that being closer to director Robert Rodriguez could help move things along. He explained, "Now that I have a home in Austin, Texas, about 3 miles from Robert's place, I think we'll probably get more serious about that as soon as I wrap the mix here in a few weeks." With those comments, it seems like the team is finally preparing to shift its focus toward getting Alita Battle Angel 2 off the ground. Before that, in May 2023, director Robert Rodriguez also shared that discussions about the sequel had picked up again. He revealed that he had been talking with James Cameron and John Landau, and enthusiastically said, "Yeah, we've been talking about it, so we would love to make one." That said, there's still no official release date or production schedule. Rodriguez admitted, "We haven't said it for sure yet. They're slammed with all the Avatar stuff, but they've definitely been engaging in it." So while the team is clearly interested in bringing Alita back, fans may have to wait until the Avatar commitments clear up before the project moves into full production. As for the cast, while nothing has been officially announced yet, it's pretty easy to guess who could return for Alita Battle Angel 2. The biggest lock is Rosa Salazar, who played Alita in the first movie. She's been incredibly vocal about wanting the sequel to happen and even said, "I will fight to make Alita 2 happen until the end of time." Beyond Salazar, most of the original cast could also make a comeback. Christoph Waltz is expected to return as Dr. Dyson Ito, Alita's mentor and father figure, while Edward Norton could finally get a much bigger role as the mysterious villain Nova after only briefly appearing at the end of the first film. Jennifer Connelly could also return as Dr. Chiron, and Lana Condor may reprise her role as Kiyomi. Another notable exception is Mahershala Ali's Vector, whose story was wrapped up in the original film. There's also a good chance Jeff Fahey will be back as the bounty hunter McTeague. Speaking about the sequel, Fahey said, "I like working with Robert Rodriguez, and we'll be working together again hopefully in the summer. Fingers crossed that we're going into Alita Battle Angel 2. If everything comes together, the returning cast could include Rosa Salazar as Alita, Christoph Waltz as Dr. Dyson Ito, Edward Norton as Nova, Jennifer Connelly as Dr. Chiron, Lana Condor as Kiyomi, and Jeff Fahey as McTeague. Even though Robert Rodriguez hasn't revealed any official story details for Alita Battle Angel 2, the ending of the first movie gives fans a pretty good idea of where things could go next. Set in the year 2563, about 300 years after a devastating war between Earth and the United Republic of Mars, the story begins when scientist Dr. Dyson Ito discovers the remains of a female cyborg in the scrapyard beneath Iron City. Although her body is badly damaged, Her human brain is still intact. He rebuilds her with a new body and names her Alita after his late daughter. When Alita wakes up, she has no memory of her past or who she used to be. As she adjusts to life in Iron City, she befriends a young man named Hugo, who dreams of one day reaching the floating city of Salem. She also meets Dr. Sheeran, Ito's former wife. Meanwhile, Hugo secretly works for Vector, stealing valuable cyborg parts while pretending to live an ordinary life. Everything changes one night when Alita follows Ito and discovers that he works as a hunter-warrior, tracking dangerous criminals. They are attacked by the deadly cyborg Gruishka and his gang. Even though she has no memories, Alita suddenly displays incredible fighting skills using the ancient martial art known as Panzerkunst. She defeats several attackers and forces Gruishka to retreat, leaving everyone shocked by her hidden abilities. As Alita starts searching for answers about her identity, she learns she once belonged to an elite group of Martian warriors. She even discovers a powerful berserker body that was originally hers, but Ito refuses to let her use it because he fears for her safety. Determined to forge her own path, Alita becomes a hunter-warrior herself. Her journey eventually brings her into conflict with other bounty hunters, including Zapin, while Gruishka returns stronger than ever under the orders of the mysterious Nova, the unseen mastermind controlling events from Salem. After suffering heavy damage in battle, Alita is finally given her powerful berserker body, allowing her to unlock her true potential. At the same time, Alita's relationship with Hugo grows into a romance. Hoping to help him fulfill his dream of reaching Salem, she enters the brutal sport of motorball to win enough money. But things quickly fall apart when Hugo tries to leave his criminal past behind. After being framed for murder by Zapin, Hugo is gravely injured, and Alita races to save him. Sheeran manages to preserve his life by attaching his head to Alita's life support system, while Alita defeats Zapin in a fierce confrontation and leaves him horribly scarred. Once Hugo receives a cyborg body, Ito reveals the heartbreaking truth. Vector never had the power to send anyone to Salem, and the only legitimate way into the city is by becoming a motorball champion. Furious, Alita confronts Vector and learns that Sheeran has been killed for her organs. She easily defeats Gruishka in one final battle before killing Vector after Nova speaks through him and threatens the people she cares about. The tragedy isn't over though. Hugo decides to climb one of the cargo tubes leading to Salem himself. Alita catches up and convinces him to come back, but before they can escape, Nova activates a defensive mechanism that slices Hugo's body apart. Alita desperately tries to save him, but he slips from her grasp and falls to his death after thanking her for trying. Months later, Alita has become one of the biggest stars in motorball. Still grieving Hugo and determined to stop Nova, she raises her sword toward the floating city of Salem, while Nova watches from above with a confident smile, setting up the conflict that could continue in a future sequel. Since he survived the events of the first film, the sequel could focus on Alita hunting him down and seeking justice after Hugo's tragic death. It would also make sense for the story to finally explore Salem, the mysterious city in the sky that was teased throughout the movie and shown in the closing moments. Let me know what you think in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe because we'll be covering more updates on this soon. We'll see you next time.